I can do the intro on it if you want.
We are live.
Awesome, awesome. Here with my good buddy Steve. We're going to be reviewing Shang-Chi. I haven't seen it yet, so I have all these expectations. Steve
Wow. Wow.
saw it and loved it. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah,
Give
no.
us your opinion.
So, it's a different movie. It is a completely different type of Marvel movie. Starts off a little slow, but I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. It is definitely worthwhile to watch. It stays pretty true to the comic. But all around, super fun movie. Um, in my area, it's sold out everywhere. Um, Up here in Sacramento, I was even lucky to get a seat, and I even bought my tickets a week ahead of time. So, uh, yeah, great movie. Um, Really funny. Ties up a lot of really kind of weird stuff that Marvel
You
has
mean like
done.
the villain in Iron Man 3?
Oh yeah, yep, the good old Mandarin. Yeah. So it does have a little bit of that stuff into it. There's a ton of really fun little kind of nuances. Um, they they did fix the abomination, in my opinion. I think they did a really great job at it. He now has little gills on his face. Yeah, it's about
I
time.
love
Oh
the
my
traditional
gosh.
abomination. I agree with you there. Hey,
Yep.
let me throw some numbers in here we can talk about. So, according to IMDb, it got 8.1 stars out of 10, pretty good. Rotten Tomatoes 92%, not bad. And for Google users, 91% like this movie.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
it
Way to
is.
bring the power, huh, Shang-Chi?
Yeah, and like I said, it is. It's not like your typical Marvel movie where, you're gonna go in, you're gonna go off into this kind of. You do get a little bit of venturing. You do get to know about his backstory. Um, there is two end credit scenes, so make sure you stay all the way past all the credits.
Are the end credit scenes worthy of staying past all the credits? Is it worth it?
So the first one is extremely funny.
Okay.
Um, Definitely a thumbs up on my behalf. The very last one is a little kind
Yeah.
of.
So if you stay for the first, you might as well see the second, huh?
Yeah, it does open up some other things that are kind of interesting. I'm wanting to see what they do a little bit more with it, but the very end credit scene, it 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 allows a little bit more that they can actually add on to the MCU. So we might have another villain, basically, sort of. Um, so pretty cool. But yeah, no, it ties into. Looks like it's gonna probably tie into the whole new Spider-Man movie.
Cool.
Um, there is a lot, I mean, a lot of cameos in this movie. Crazy, and they're very subtle. Very subtle,
Good.
but definitely keep your eye open on them
Can't
because
wait.
you'll be surprised on what they threw into that movie.
Let me read a little bit more about it. Martial arts master Shang-Chi confronts the past he thought he left behind when he's drawn into the web of the mysterious Ten Rings organization. Release date September 3rd. Director Destin Daniel Creighton. What
Yep.
do you think of Creighton? Did he do okay?
I think
Was
he
it
did great. I kind of put it up there with this is the beginning of phase 4 of the MCU. So the best way that they could do it is kind of do the exact same formula in a kind of the same way that they started off with phase 1. So I almost would put it with, say, an Iron Man number 1, the first Iron Man movie, because you do get his backstory. You get kind of this kind of new villain, but it's an old villain. But the second credit or the first credit scene, um, it makes everything very interesting, and I think it ties it to another movie that's going to be coming out
Oh,
here
wow.
this year.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah,
Let me read some top story. Just Deadline says Shang-Chi, first Asian American Marvel superhero movie, resurrecting box office. Hollywood Reporter, box office, Shang-Chi to smash Labor Day record with 75 to 85 million. And then Gizmodo, not familiar with them, but they're on here. So let's talk about those Shang-Chi post-credit scenes. And so there's a lot of positive buzz out there. And I think, Steve, you're such a hardcore collector,
yeah,
and and these characters, that for you to come out and say, oh, it was pretty good movie, darn good movie, that's a huge, you're giving it big bona fides, in my opinion.
yeah. I would put it in there with like out of a 10 rating, I would probably say, my opinion, it's about a 7.5 to an 8. It was done extremely well. My only gripe and complaint, and I understand the reason why they did it, because they wanted to stay really true to his origin. So there was a lot of subtitles to it. But
Got
other than that, just know that you're going to be reading a lot
Okay.
when it comes to the movie. But in all around, great movie. Definitely worthwhile to go see. I went into it with very low expectations, went out mind blown. I was so extremely happy with this movie. I am
Yeah.
super glad that I went and saw it. And my daughter, who wasn't really even sure she even wanted to see it, left the movie loving it. She loved it
Really?
so much. Oh my gosh, she loved it. So,
Really?
great
Wow.
movie. Great, great movie. Thank you, Marvel, for finally doing a great martial arts movie. I'm
Yeah.
so happy with that.
Yeah, the I've only seen a couple of scenes in the trailers, like the scene on the bus where he gets in a fight, but the
Yeah.
martial arts in there is straight up kung fu. It's like impeccable martial arts, real, and the choreography for it was just
And I don't
awesome.
I don't want to spoil too much, but it's not just a whole martial arts movie.
Yeah, I
It
got it.
it's got a little bit more of, it's almost like they have like a little bit
Mysticism.
of Doctor Strange stuff to
Yeah.
it. So uh, very interesting, very
Yeah.
funny, uh, great movie. Yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So if we were to give it, I guess we'd both give it a thumbs up. I haven't seen it yet, but all the reviews and everything,
one
and the
hundred
fact that
percent.
you like it, so we're going to give it a thumbs up, 100%, and that should take us out, I think,
Yep,
Steve.
awesome.
Yeah, maybe you give that a Shang-Chi banner or something.